Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my WWE Raw review slash the Slammys review for tonight. Monday, December 21st, 2015, course taking place from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Well, after last week's Raw, which was probably one of the best Raws of the year, that's not the Post-Mania Raw. And coming up, a waiting slump that was saved by Vince McMahon. With great, decent action, decent matches, and of course, a Roman Reigns win, which I said in my other videos since I didn't make a Raw review last week, that when Reigns won the championship, I did watch it live from a bar. It felt more genuine, it felt more sincere, and it didn't feel forced. The fans weren't forced to like Reigns. It gave us genuine emotion to really genuinely cheer on Reigns, not being forced to cheer on Reigns. And we go from that to an autopilot wall, a filler wall. I think we should have known that Raw was going to do this. We had a great Raw last week, and we had kind of a filler Raw. Like the last two Raws of the year are kind of like bullshit Raws until the first Raw of the year in January, because there's not going to be any advancing in storylines or any other thing until the Rumble. And exactly what's happened. There was some okay things, some shitty things. And now it's the Slammy Awards themselves. But it was an okay one, but it was kind of a downgrade from last week. I'll review the Slammy winners and who should have won most of them. Then I'll get to the matches. First was the Wall Before Christmas. I'm trying to think of one of you. Yeah. So it's the Wall Before Christmas. And all the kiddies were not in bed. Staying up late to see that the Slammys are kind of rigged. The New Day did not win the Tag Team of the Year. Oh no! It went to the Usos, who weren't even a team half the year because Jay was injured. Now, it makes sense Usos win because they're the most popular tag team, but it should have been New Day. I'm sorry. Because New Day rocks. New Day rocks. They're the most entertaining thing on Raw right now. They should have won at least one Slammy. They didn't win any. Really? Really? New Day is like the best part of Raw right now. One of the best parts. And didn't win a Slammy? Are you serious, bro? Then you had Cesaro being the best U.S. Open Challenge of Cena's. That was deserved. Because I love Cena's match against Cesaro. Although, I liked all of them. Like, Cena's Open Challenge is one of the best things on Raw. You hate to admit it, but it was awesome. Because it made the U.S. Championship relevant. You know what I mean? If you want to talk about a big winner, Brock Lesnar won the most Slammys. He won Hashtag of the Year for Hashtag Suplex City. To tell me you didn't just say that. Moment of the Year when he coined Suplex City. And his match against Taker and Hell in a Cell won Match of the Year and Rivalry of the Year. Rivalry of the Year made sense. Match of the Year, and only one Match of the Year because there was no NXT matches nominated. Should have been Sasha Bailey, but that's another story for another day. But I did like Taker Lesnar and Hell in a Cell was the best match. SummerSlam, shitty ending, but Hell in a Cell felt like, we're Hell in a Cell match again. They said, fuck TV PG, we're going to go TV 14 on your ass. And they had a violent, great, bloody, brutal Hell in a Cell match. They kind of deserved it. Then we got Stephen Amell getting Celebrity Moment of the Year. Yeah, Jon Stewart could have done it too, but I liked when Stephen Amell got in. He looked decent against Baron and Stardust at SummerSlam. Could have had more action with Stardust. Then Best Original WWE Programming Show. Stone Cold Podcast, which is deserved, because I love Stone Cold Podcast. Who doesn't? But I love Breaking Ground too. But Stone Cold Podcast doesn't deserve it. That one didn't feel right. Double Cross of the Year. Damien Mizdow, who I wish was being used a lot more. That whole Mizdow thing was great that he got buried down the river because he was associated with Curtis Axel because he was doing the Axelmania thing and Macho Man down. But after the Hogan racial thing, that whole thing got buried and Sandow got unceremoniously punished. Guilty by association. That's why it has been used. Guilty by association, but still, I hope he gets used more in 2016, but we shall see. A lot of people should be used more like Neville. Neville won Breakout Star of the Year. Should have been Kevin Owens. I'm sorry. I'm a big Neville guy, but what has he done on the main roster? Nothing. Besides lose to Rusev tonight. I'll get to that more in a second. But Owens should have been Breakout Star. I am sorry. Everybody's probably in consensus with me. Owens should have won Breakout Star here. He did better things, bigger things, than anybody in that category besides maybe Charlotte. He won the NXT Championship 2 months after debuting in NXT. First night of the main roster beats John Cena and his IC champion. It's showing his more violent side that made us love him in NXT. So it's like, come on, guys. I love him, but he hasn't done anything sufficient. Anything significant to deserve Breakout Star. Maybe it'll get him anything. Maybe it'll get him a better push, but after seeing him lose to Rusev, there you go. Other one, Extreme Woman. Roman Reigns beating up Sheamus, Alberto Del Rio, Triple H, it's going to be weird to see TLC things not only get nominated, but TLC moments win after only a week. It was a cool moment to see Reigns just go ape shit crazy. Best thing they've ever, making a really book well that led up to him winning the title last week on Raw. Then we had LOL moment of the year, which saw a surprise return of Santina Morella. Interesting. R-Truth won. I think it should have been the Ask the Question New Day segment. That's my opinion. This one it kind of felt rigged. R-Truth winning. It was an okay moment, but Edge and Christian and New Day was a better moment for me. It was LOL and had 2 great comedic heel tag teams. I keep comparing New Day to Edge and Christian. That was it. Comedic heels. The OMG shocking moment of the year. Kalisto doing the Selena Del Sol and ladder. Now this one I didn't mind winning over Seth Rollins. Yeah, I think a lot of people will agree with me. Seth Rollins cashing in at WrestleMania should have been the winner. Hell, I even called it. I call it the Rumble review because I was like, everyone was pissed that Reigns won. Is when Reigns was being forced. We were being forced to like Reigns, not genuinely and sincerely like it was last week. And I said it that Rollins was going to cash in to make us forget about Reigns winning. And guess what? That's what happened. That's what I think it should have won. But despite Seth Rollins losing the OMG shocking moment of the year, at least I didn't mind Kalisto winning. That one I didn't mind. Seth Rollins won Superstar of the Year. Yay! Not Reigns. I thought it was going to be Reigns again. But Seth Rollins won. And he accepted. Half the awards weren't even accept. Half the people that won weren't even there. I'm sorry. That's another thing that was stupid. Half the people that won weren't even there. Lesnar wasn't there. The Rock wasn't there. Sting wasn't there. So there's a lot of weird things happening with that. But Rollins won. He was with crutches. I think he deserved it. He cashed in at Mania. Despite, shady booking on his title reign. And a sad end to his title reign with an unfortunate and bad timed injury. Rollins was a decent champion. He had a great breakout. He had a great year. I love this Rumble match. He added more to that match. If it was Cena Lesnar 3, I would be like, ugh. But Rollins added more excitement to that match. And that was a match that made me want to say, that Rumble performance was the match that made me, a lot of people say, he does deserve to be champion. And he cashed in at Mania. And I was U.S. champion and WWE champion, I believe, for a month, but still had them both at the same time. But, crashing all the booking with interference in almost every match of his, and not a lot of clean finishes. And not winning by himself, and always having people outshine him, like Taker's return, blah, 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 blah. That Seth Rollins does deserve Superstar of the Year. Hero in Us All Award, the Giving Award. Kind of makes sense. Rigged or not, John Cena did deserve that award. Whether you love John Cena's character or not, you cannot help that love him as a person. If you see a clip of John Cena granting a wish from a Make-A-Wish Foundation and see the kid's genuine reaction, you cannot help but to have the feels. You know what I mean? Cena's a genuinely nice person. He does the nice thing, and he sticks to it in his character. You may not like it because it's shoved down your throat a lot, and he wins a lot, but you cannot help but to not hate the guy. John Cena. He wasn't there either, but we'll turn him on next week after taking time off for a reality show. Surprise return of the year. Sting returning the day after SummerSlam, where he was the kidnapping of Seth Rollins' statue. Should have been a Dudley's, but that was still a cool moment though. It was the same night too. Sting returned and Dudley Boys returned the same night. Day after SummerSlam. So there you go. Diva of the Year. Nikki Bella winning. Kind of deserved because it's 300 days. Sasha should have been because she had a more epic year. She had more better matches than Nikki did. Nikki's title matches were just okay, but you look at Sasha's title matches in NXT, especially Bayley. Come on, and Becky. But the biggest thing about the Diva of the Year was R-Truth presented it. And not any other Diva. But here's why. They pulled the Steve Harvey joke. Even I pulled the Steve Harvey joke on my attack letter today. I pulled the Steve Harvey joke today when I said that Alvin and the Chipmunks was the #1 movie and not Star Wars. R-Truth did that. He said Paige won. I was like, Paige didn't deserve anything. She did anything significant. Besides wanting the Diva of Evolution. But then he said that Paige that she lost, and I was like, oh my god. They fucking trolled Steve Harvey and made fun of him, and then Nikki Bella won. Like, Nikki Bella's not the best wrestler in the world, but like to have a long title reign, love or hate Nikki Bella. You gotta, at least congratulate her on an accomplishment for being the longest reigning Divas champion of all time. Love or hate her. And of course, the fact that she sleeps with John Cena. Anyway, then we have the This Is Awesome moment of the year. Rigged or not, this kind of deserves it. Walking around the Rousey showing up to beat up Triple H and Stephanie. I was thinking to have a match with Rousey at Mania, but with Rousey were coming from a lost still and shooting a movie. May not even happen. Rousey at Mania 32. But it was still a fun moment. And match of the year, Lesnar Taker. So now that I announced all the people that won Slammys and people that should have won Slammys in the Steve Harvey joke, let's get on to Raw itself. The action for there's not a lot of action tonight. It was like slamming, like cut a lot of entrances. So, like I said, going like a little bit, couple steps back after last week's Raw. But like I said, the last two Raws are kind of filler Wars. They won't focus on a lot of things again until after January. So we have Stephanie come out, a little bit upset, of course, that Roman Reigns is the champion after, not only taking Triple H to TLC, but also Superman punching Vince McMahon last week when he got involved. It saved Raw's floundering ratings. So then, she's like, I'm so happy, despite all that. And then Reigns came out to make her not happy. You'll say that I beat up your husband's ass. He had really cool smile. Like he's kind of trying to work on his mic skills. But Reigns, no more anatomy jokes, please. I'm sorry. First, the tater tots and potatoes thing to Sheamus. And then you made fun of McMahon's grapefruits and called him proved cringeworthy. So enough of the anatomy jokes, Reigns. I don't even try, but come on. Enough of that. At least he didn't do that today to Stephanie. But he kind of had better expressions today. Especially with a happy smile. Say I beat up your husband, blah, 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 blah. Beat up your dad. And I'm the champion. And Stephanie's like, well, your actions have consequences. And it led to a little stupid segment of Stephanie wanting to leave. It turned into the old Bugs Bunny. You go now. No, I won't. Like Steph saying, you go. Wayne says, I won't. Steph said, you go. And then Wayne said, okay, I'll go. Then Steph said, no, you don't. I'm going. No, you're not. It turned into like the Bugs Bunny thing. That Jedi mind trick. Stephanie's like, you get out. You get out, Wayne. And then Wayne sent her back, and she's like, come back here. Still like cringe Wayne. Stephanie's like, well, we're going to put your friends in matches. Usos 3-on-2 against the New Day. And I saw a Steel Cage doing a Slammy pre-show. It was because we're going to have Dean Ambrose against Sheamus. Should have been Ambrose and Owens. Especially with their feud. That should have been a better cage match. Would have been a better cage match. I'm sorry. The main event tonight was like, ugh. Okay. Then we got the next match, the first match of the night. Bray Wyatt against Kane, who just came out of nowhere. No explanation, just Kane shows up. I know he's doing house show appearances, including one in Detroit on Saturday. But come on. So Bray Wyatt took on Kane. It was like a break and miss match. Wyatt tried his best to chokeslam Kane. Sister Abigail came. It was kind of a quick matchup. Going for the Sister Abigail, then Kane going for a chokeslam. Then the Wyatts came in and got Bray Wyatt disqualified. I was like, first match after a half hour waiting for a first match, and it ended up being a DQ. But then here comes Tommy Dreamer and the Dudleys. Maybe I thought the Wyatt's feud Dudley was over. But they extend the feud as we have ourselves an 8-man tag with 3/4 of ECW minus Rhino, the Dudleys, and Tommy Dreamer teaming up with Kane replacing Rhino, teaming up against the Wyatts. It was an okay 8-man tag. Kane had some okay spots in there, but of course Dudley's got there with the web and then the 3D, 2-0-ing. And then Stormer came out, the clothesline, the Dudleys out of the ring. And then Devon got back up and got a lariat clothesline from Harper in the victory for the Wyatts. Little quick match after that DQ that caused the TVW to get involved. And Wyatts winning again. Finally, Wyatts getting over, but I think now, I said this on my Raw preview today on my Attack Sports at the Wyatts Dudley feud. I thought it was over, but it isn't. But I think they should move on. What is next for the Wyatts after they finally, instead of playing the foils in the Covenant match, they finally beat the Dudleys at TLC in a Covenant match instead of being foils, like I said, like in the feuds against Taker and Kane, in the feud against Ambrose and Reigns. It kind of reminds Kane, Reigns. But then they finally won a Covenant match against Dudleys and even won again in a great Extreme Tag match last week. Better than this match, Dudley. It's kind of quick. So, there you go. Now on to our next matchup. Dolph Ziggler against Kevin Owens. If there was anything redeeming about Raw tonight, this was it. The only little bright spot of Raw. Really great match between these two guys. And we have Owens attacking Ziggler. That was last week. And this match stemmed from Owens losing the Breakout Star of the Year, which he should have won in my mind. And Ziggler presented it. And Owens came out there and we never won. And Owens was like, if there was an award for has-been, you would win. And then Bang the Bell was on. That set up this match. And of course, he attacked last week when he interfered in the Ziggler-Ambrose match. We could see a triple threat match. And I think it's going to happen on Super SmackDown Live. Should be at the Rumble. Maybe they have a DQ and set up a match for the Rumble. I hate when they do that. Have a match that's supposed to be on a pay-per-view, then they have it on the pay-per-view anyway with some screwy ending on the television. Like Charlotte and Nikki Bella right before Night of Champions. That was pointless. Anyway, the false thinking Charlotte won. So, Ambrose had to watch from backstage as Ziggler wrestled. Always great matchup, great action between both these guys. Some great spots from the DDT from Ziggler. Great kicks, super kicks from both guys. It was just a fun match to watch. These guys are putting it all with Owens looking good early with his powerful moves. Ziggler came back strong with, of course, the super kicks and trying to go for zigzag and all that. But Ziggler did go for the famous hurt. And then as Ziggler was going for another big move, he charges, got caught in the air. Power bomb, 1, 2, 3, victory for Kevin Owens. Sending a message to Dean Ambrose, and also a message to everyone who voted or who rigged the vote, saying why he should have been Breakout Star of the Year. Especially finding out what happened to the real winner of a Breakout Star and how he lost later, as I keep mentioning. So, fun match between Owens and Ziggler, one of the only little bright spots of Raw tonight. Next up, Alberto Del Rio against Jack Swagger. This time, non-title match. A rematch from their TLC match. With Rusev, King Barrett, and Sheamus at ringside, his League of Nation buddies. Del Rio had an okay showing against Swagger. It was a decent little matchup between these two guys. Okay little action. With Swagger doing the Swagger bomb and all that. After Del Rio had a little bit of a fury with a big fly move up the middle rope to the floor on Swagger and some decent little action spots. The Swagger went for the Swagger bomb and tried to go for a suplex. Del Rio got him up in the trio wall, went for the double stump, got him. 1, 2, 3 victory for Alberto Del Rio as he prepares for John Cena's return next week. And League of Nations took all the aggression, specifically, on Sheamus losing the WWE World Heavyweight Championship last week against Reigns on everybody they faced tonight. As Swagger got broke kicked by Sheamus following the match. So like I say, the aggression of League of Nations, taking out all the frustrations. Will continue without the night. But before we tell you how they did that on everybody else, we had a 3-on-2 handicap match as the Usos took on the New Day. Cut their entrance because of the Slammys, and they're not happy they lost, which I would agree. I like the Usos and all, but come on, New Day is the real tag team of the year. If they had an award also for most improved characters of the year, New Day would be most improved. Because when they started out the year, they were sucky. They were really just sincerely sucky. They had no identity, no clear direction of their characters at all as babyfaces. They weren't as good as babyfaces. But then once they started clapping and the fans went on to that, created the New Day sucks chance, they slowly but surely finally found their identity. And it really hit the spot by SummerSlam, where they really found their identity with the trombone and the unicorn horns. So there we have this match tonight. New Day looked really good early on, despite Usos looking good early on with the big flying moves and double teams. It was a triple team. The numbers game got to the Usos midway towards the match. As it goes to triple team, Usos got isolated. Jimmy got isolated in the corner a lot by Big E, Kofi, and Xavier. I love when they get him in the corner and Big E whams Kofi in the corner and Xavier was like, "Whoa," with the trombone. That's cool. That's one of my favorite spots of theirs. So then Jimmy got big moves from all the members of the New Day with some big kicks. Jay got the tag with the New Day taken out as Jimmy took out, reversing the suplex, fighting back against Big E, punching him, taking out Woods and Kofi, which got the hot tag to Jay. Super kick. Everybody go for big moves, even going for the hip attack and going for the big splash in the corner. But then, as Jimmy was taking care of the New Day after getting tripped up by Big E, Usos were going for a fly move. That's when Big E tripped up Jimmy. With that distraction, Xavier tried to capitalize by rolling up Jay, but Jay reversed it, punching the victory for the Usos, pinning the tag team champions. It's kind of weird that some winners of Slammys won their matches. Like the Usos won their match over the New Day, who won a tag team chance, but they're booking some people's eyes, maybe almost like Seth Rollins booking. They win on pay-per-views, but when it comes to non-title matches on Raw, they lose. But Usos making a shot, especially if the New Day retain over the Lucha Dragons on Super SmackDown Live tomorrow night. So there you go. I think Uso will probably. I said on the review or preview or something that if all teams to beat the New Day, I think Usos could probably do it. But let New Day be champions a little bit while longer because they're like the funnest thing on Raw right now. So there you go. Now on to our next match. Match about Slammy people winning and losing. Neville against Rusev. No Lana at ringside. Yeah, stupid endings with Lana getting involved. I'm sorry, Lana getting involved. It's kind of stupid. Like what happened at TLC. So there you go. I love Lana, but come on. So Neville trying for his fly moves, including a big fly spot off the top on all the members of the League of Nations with Miz at ringside. This is thing with Neville and Miz. Neville, don't fall for it. We want Neville to be booked better, but please don't end up being one of Miz's stunt doubles. You think you're gonna get a good push out of good wub from Miz for being a stunt double, but look what happened in the last stunt double. We thought he was gonna get a big push, but he's still not doing much. Stand down. So please don't join Miz, Neville. Please, we want you to get a push, but not off Miz. Last time we tried to push somebody with Miz, it failed. WWE didn't capitalize on the momentum that Sandow had. And now he's not being used. Guilty by association, like I said, with Curtis Axel. Anyway, despite Neville's high-flying moves, Rusev got back in the ring, countered Red Arrow with a super kick. Well, first Neville missed the Red Arrow. Then he was going for another big move. Then got caught with a super kick, caught in the accolade, tapping out. There's your breakout star of the year, everybody. There's your winner. Your winner breakout star of the year. Losing to Rusev and getting bro kicked by Sheamus. Proving why Kevin Owens should have won. I love Neville, but come on. Maybe the Slammy could rub off him, but we'll see. Next up, Becky Lynch against Brie Bella for the millionth time. That's the only bad thing about Raw, too. The same people wrestle every fucking week. That's why people don't like watching it. But what else was there? Monday Night Football had to lose a Lions on. Who almost blew a lead again. Lions almost blew a lead again. So there you go. Becky Lynch should be pushed better. I mean, a lot of people don't get pushed a lot. Like, of course, Sasha Banks once again watching backstage, but she'd be in the fucking wing. Come on, WWE. Hope they use Sasha better in 2016. And use her for full potential. At least they're finally letting Owens be Owens. I even said that a couple weeks ago about me ranting about the NXT people getting buried or not given the chances to do like they did on NXT because they don't have the freedom to do like they did in NXT on the main roster. They're held down by the strict restrictions and regulations that they must go through and not letting themselves be themselves. They're stuck in chains. They gotta break free and be themselves. And let WWE make them be themselves and book them better, like Sasha, like Neville, like New Dragons, like the Ascension, among other NXT people that failed to connect on the main roster because they got shitty booking and shitty storylines. So I hope that changes next year, but we shall see. WWE may never. Some things change, some remain the same. We'll see what happens in 2016. So Becky Lynch had an okay showing against Brie Bella. Decent little matchup. Unlike on SmackDown with Charlotte helping, Becky Lynch got the win all by herself with the Disarmer, making Brie Bella tap out for the millionth time since Nikki's still recovering from a neck injury. So these have got more minutes than a typical Divas match. I think it was like 5-6 minutes, but still, these are a little fun match with Becky Lynch looking good. Brie Bella did okay. But hey, Becky Lynch got the victory. Charlotte, even though she was raising Becky's hand, she held the title belt at the same time. So we could see Charlotte's heel turn develop without her dad, who was there to present as Slammy. So there you go. On to our main event of the night, steel cage match, Sheamus against Dean Ambrose. Sorry, the first half was kind of boring. I even fell asleep doing it. The fans were saying, this is boring. It kind of was. Because I said it, when I heard Sheamus was going to face Ambrose in a cage, I was like, it should have been Ambrose and Owens. Because Sheamus in a cage match won't deliver any much entertainment. And it kind of was. Like the first couple minutes, Sheamus was just punching, kicking out my excitement. That's when the fans were chanting, this is boring. Because it was just a beatdown for the first half of the matchup. But Sheamus just beating up on Ambrose until Ambrose finally got back up following missing a brogue kick. There were some decent little spots in there with Ambrose and Sheamus trying to brew it out in the cage. And Ambrose doing some decent moves, but they didn't use the cage enough, and there was not enough decent spots. Rio tried to help out and take out Ambrose and then nailing his head against the door, but then Reigns came in and speared him. Especially from revenge after they took out the Usos. Right before the cage match, they took out the Usos. Like I said, League of Nations taking out all the aggression and all their anger, and Sheamus losing against Reigns last week, but taking out everybody that matters. Especially those that matter to Reigns when they took out the Usos. Beat him up before the Ambrose-Sheamus match. So it kind of got exciting with... There's only a little spot, like Sheamus did like a white noise up the top of the rope. That's like one of the only decent spots. But that was about it, Ambrose would have had a better cage match than anybody but Sheamus. I'm sorry. And then, after Del Rio got involved, and that's when Reigns came out and speared him and took everybody. Sheamus saw Reigns, and Sheamus saw Reigns throw a chair. And I love when Reigns threw the chair and it perfectly folded when it threw it in the ring. I like that. Threw it in the ring and it perfectly folded when it landed in the ring. Sheamus tried to use it, but then Ambrose near dirty deeds. And both guys were beating each other up on the top of the cage. It's kind of an interesting way to win it. It's kind of a gay finish, though. That's what my brother was watching it. He called the ending gay. Because both guys were brawling, and then both guys were climbing down. I was like, but they're both going to land at the same time. But then Ambrose got headbutted by Sheamus. Sheamus headbutted Ambrose's head against the cage. He falls, he wins. That's what my brother called it, a gay ending. Because Sheamus basically gave Ambrose the victory because he literally headbutting him off the cage. And Stephanie wasn't too happy either. She slapped the hell out of Tom Phillips as Ambrose and Reigns celebrated the victory. It was like an okay main event. It was not exciting, especially after a great main event last week and a great wall. Like I said, wall take a little couple steps back in people's eyes. But hey, it's a filler wall. Because like I said, wall kind of likes to go on autopilot the last 2 weeks of the year. See what happens next week with Cena coming back to take on Del Rio. See how that goes. And see how Stephanie tries to punish Reigns and Ambrose again next week. We shall see. On the final wall of 2015. Very up and down year for WWE. They have the high points and various low points that make people want to change the channel and unsubscribe to the WWE Network. But at the end of the day, we're addicted to it. We'll see what happens for the last wall of the year. And that is it for my Wall Slammy review. Thank you so much for watching. With that in mind, you've been attacked by the review from Zach. See you later. Yeah.